Hi guys, it's just me tonight. Uh, Brandon has a work thing, and if you can't tell, my voice is not happy with me. So if you can't hear me, okay, let me know, and I'll try to speak a little bit louder. But we'll probably keep it short tonight because even this amount of voice probably won't last long. So. But welcome to Whiskey Tango Talk. My name is Kristin. Usually my husband Brandon is here with me. But again, like I said, he had a work thing tonight. So it's just me in my little tiny voice. Um, we do this live stream every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We did not do it last week because we were recovering from Quail Con. I caught a cold because I always get sick after we travel, hence my voice. So that's why we didn't have a live last week. But otherwise, we're here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. We're Whiskey Tango Farms. We're located in central Wisconsin, right smack dab in the middle in Stevens Point. We live in the suburbs. We have about 3/4 of an acre of land. We specialize in Coturnix quail that we ship hatching eggs nationwide. We have rabbits, chickens, ducks, all that good stuff. So rabbits, I can't remember if I said rabbits. So, but this live stream is basically where you can come and say hello. Let us know in the comments where you're from. It's kind of interesting to see where everybody is from, but you can ask questions about homesteading, rabbits, quail, gardening. Nothing about tractors tonight because I don't know anything about tractors, but usually if my husband Brandon were here, you could ask stuff about tractors and stuff like that too. But let me see here. We do have a Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for our farm. So go ahead and check us out there. We post updates on all three of those platforms. Our website is whiskeytangofarms.net, which is where you can order the hatching eggs. We also sell stacking quail egg trays, t-shirts, all sorts of fun stuff. If anybody is local, we are going to the PK swap this weekend, and we'll have some quail and eggs and laser decor and all that good stuff at the Amherst swap. We do have a Facebook group as well called the Self-Sufficient Backyard. It's a lot like this live stream where it's very well-rounded. We talk about quail, rabbits, gardening, everything pretty much. So go ahead and join our group there. It's called Self-Sufficient Backyard, which I believe I saw Ed had posted. Ed is our moderator, and he does this all on a volunteer basis. So thank you very much to Ed. But we'll just get into the comments. On a volunteer basis. So thank you. Let me see here. All right. Verna is here. She says, evening, Kristin, Brandon, Ed, and James, and anyone else hiding in here. And then Ed is just saying hello. Jesse Mills is here. He says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Bags of Love is here. Welcome. Says hello, everyone. Take a sip of my tea. Joy Guthrie says hello. I believe she's from Oregon, if I remember correctly. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Verna says, hey, Kristin, and you need some Halls or something. Yeah, I've been drinking chamomile tea and honey to kind of try to help soothe my throat. And believe it or not, this is better than it was yesterday. Feather Connection says, oh no, I can hear you, but it sounds painful. Feel better soon. It actually doesn't hurt. It just sounds terrible. So I'm really sorry. James says, so Kristin, do we have baby bunnies yet? Yes. Cheddar, who was the thumbnail for this live stream, she was hay stashing 2 days ago. Yesterday, I can't remember. She did have 3 little babies. She had 2 when I checked the nest box. I'm like, oh man, only 2. She's a little bit older, so I wasn't super surprised, but I was kind of bummed that there was only 2. And I went back out like 10 minutes later, and there was a 3rd one in there, so I was super excited. but I was telling Brandon about it, and they were very squeaky. And I'm like, oh, they're squeaky cheese curds because her name is Cheddar. S.O. Swanson says, I'm in the house. Hey, Kristin and all y'all. Hello. Verna said, loved your video on Feed Kelly. Oh, I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. S.O. Swanson is from Mississippi. Eggs of Love is tuning in from North Carolina. Linda is here, says, good evening, everyone. Hello, thanks for joining us. And then another Linda, Easton Waller, says, howdy, Kristin. Hello. All the Lindas are here. Yeah, that's what Ed said. Hi, both Lindas. And Verna said, take a bite of honey. Yeah, I actually put buckwheat honey. So it's chamomile and honey tea. And then I also added buckwheat honey. And then everybody's just saying hi. Steven is here, says hello all. Hello, hello. Ed said, so did you get any potatoes in the grow bags? Yes, they are actually almost done dying back. So I'm hoping I can harvest them probably this weekend because it's been cooling off more. So I think they're almost ready. Time and Timber is here, says, hello, my sweet friend. Hello, Jasmine. I apologize. I don't know how to say your guys' last name. Is it Gidraz? Urban Homestead says, hey, y'all. Hopefully you're feeling better soon, Kristin. Thank you. I know it's Aaron and Christina, I believe. So I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I apologize. Linda, haha, fluffy cheese curds. That's cute. Yeah. Ed said, Kelly, you forgot to talk about duckweed. Yes, our duckweed is gone. We actually have to get some more from a pond around here or order some in or something. All of our ducks ate our duckweed. Juanita is here, says hello. Hi there. Verna says, my sweet taters are still growing. Yeah, I think they have a really long grow time, don't they? Oh, Kelly said, I heard duckweed makes the meat taste nasty. Haha, I don't know a ton on duckweed yet. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. It's just high protein. The egg yolks will be really orange though because of the green. Because chloroplasm makes egg yolks really green, or not green, not yeah, orange. I know my colors. Steven says he has his first Mearns eggs going into lockdown. That is super cool. How many days do those incubate, Steven? I'm curious. Is it fast like a Caternix, or is it a little bit longer? I don't know much about them except that they're really cute. They look like Disney characters to me. Linda said, we bought duckweed from Amazon. It died off until it was gone. I'm not sure what I did wrong. We actually at first had I had the same problem because Ed sent me duckweed and I was determined to try to grow it myself. And we needed to add nitrogen to the water because duckweed is very high it feeds really heavily on nitrogen. And it also needs enough surface area. Otherwise, it starts choking itself out with not enough oxygen in the water. So we added nitrogen fertilizer, and then we also added like an aerator to help with like bubbles, and it like blew up. So try that. And that worked for, because we had duckweed and giant duckweed. I think that was just the regular duckweed. And then we also tried Azolla. It's Azolla. That was a little more difficult. We killed that off. So the duckweed seemed easier. Ed said Linda needs lots of nitrogen in the water. Yes. S.O. Swanson said green is for quail, not for yolks. Yes, if you have green yolks, do not eat them, please. Steven said it's 26 days. That's not bad. It's a little bit more than a chicken, because chickens are 21 days. And I think Bob White's, I think, are 25 or 28. Feather Connection says green is Jasmine's favorite quail color, LOL. Yeah, deep moody green. Verna says, so add some quail poop in the water so that it grows strong. Yeah, that might be a little too hot. Maybe if you let it sit for like 24 hours in water first and then put it in, maybe to kind of help dilute it. I don't know. Because it likes nitrogen, but quail poop has a lot in it. Linda said we added nitrogen, but not the aerator. I'll try again. Yeah, and then also make sure that there's, like, the container we used was about this big, and we made sure that it didn't really get any more than like 50% full, because otherwise it doesn't grow, because it doesn't have anywhere to like grow to, so it does need some space. But our ducks and the goldfish outside in the pond really loved it. And yes, Steven said 25 days for Bob White's. Ellen's Edge said, my jumbo pharaohs are supposed to be here tomorrow. The race is on if I can hatch out my incubator before they get here. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, I boxed those up. I recognized your name yesterday or the day before. So I'm glad that they're going to be there nice and quick for you. You'll have to let us know how it goes. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'd be happy to help. It's always easier to help during the process and earlier in the process. Whereas like if you message us on day 20 and you're like, oh, nothing hatched, it's usually almost pretty much too late. At that point, we might be able to salvage a couple. But yeah, if you need anything, just let us know. Bags of Love said, Kristin, I purchased 3 tier Winola cages and I love these cages. I moved the waterers to the outside and it really helps to keep the waterers clean. Yes, I love their water troughs. I love the Winola cages so much. We want to get more and actually switch over to all of those. So we're saving up for those right now. Ellen's Edge says, I'm so excited. That is awesome. We're excited for you. James said, nitrogen is tricky. Yeah, it definitely is. Because it, like, the duckweed needs a lot, but not too much. Otherwise, you're just going to burn it. And it's going to die. If you give it too much, it's going to die if you don't give it enough. Feather Connections Homestead says, oh, that reminds me, I got to order jumbos from you guys. Got to diversify lines. Yeah, we'd be happy to help you out. If you're looking, well, pharaohs or Egyptians were 2 to 4 weeks out. The jumbo Egyptians are about 3 to 4, and the jumbo pharaohs are about 2 to 3. Ellen's Edge said, how many days can I hold if needed? Let's see, yesterday was Tuesday. I would say don't put them in the incubator any later than Tuesday, because the fertility stays consistent up until 7 days, and then at day 7 is when it starts to decrease. Just make sure that when you get them, you store them pointy side down, and if you can kind of like say you have them like sitting flat in the foamer, but just like on top or whatever, try to tip it And every 12 hours or so, just tip it back and forth so that the egg or the air sac doesn't get stuck. But yeah, you can wait till like this weekend, end of this weekend, early next week. Verna said, Kristin, Ed said that was how you do it. Use the quail poop, then feeding the plants to quail makes a complete circle. Yes, it's definitely self-sufficient. Kind of cool. Linda asked, how long until you have Celadon back up? Probably about 2 weeks. I'm collecting eggs. I'm hatching a bunch out right now to kind of revamp everything and kind of get our numbers back up. And then we will have them back up, and we can announce that on the live as well. Uh-oh. James said, am I the only one not getting a feed? Hopefully you guys can still see me. S.O. Swanson said, I have the Winola water trough. I did not have the wire in front, just fully open. The quail climb in and take baths in it. They act like it's a dust bath. Kind of like a bird bath for songbirds, huh? My grandma used to always love watching her birds take bird baths. Ellen's Edge said, thanks, I needed that pointy side down. Yep. And then everybody can see me, so that's good. Ed Got Paid said, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yes, please. Ella's Edge said, I met you guys at QuailCon. That's why I decided you would be my quail supplier. Well, awesome. Thank you so much. Glad we could help you out. S.O. Swanson, I see you fine. That's all that matters. Haha. Yeah, I might need to do like sign language tonight. I'm curious, for those of you that went to QuailCon, what was your favorite part? What did you like? Sorry, guys. Verna Young said, meeting and talking to everyone. Yes, that sense of community is pretty awesome. Just the feeling, like the atmosphere was a lot of fun. Ed said, have you tried eating a sunflower? Just the seeds. Verna said, I had fun giving my speech. LOL. That's awesome. You did really fan. I didn't get to hear it, but I heard really, really good feedback. I need to go watch your video. I haven't had a chance. Witch Doctor said, hey there. Hello. Linda said, my favorite part was meeting everyone face to face. Is like meeting our celebrity friends. Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know about celebrity, but yeah. I'm glad people had fun. Ed said, wish I could have gone. Yeah, me too. We definitely missed you, but we'll see you next year. I'm holding you to it. S.O. Swanson said, favorite part was the butcher and, of course, the start of the show, Jasmine. Yes. And for those of you that don't know, Jasmine actually posted a very thorough and awesome video on her YouTube channel, Time and Timber Homestead, about the butchering process that she uses that she showed at QuailCon. So if you weren't able to make it to QuailCon, you can still see her class. So Ellen's Edge said the quail culling techniques. Yes, it's awesome that like there's so many different ways to do it. So like whatever way works best for you, you can modify it however you want. Like there aren't really any rules, you know? Which doctor said I'm late? Are you sick? Yeah, a little bit. I had a cold and I lost my voice, and now it's getting mad at me. I have tea and honey, but it's only helping so much. I'll probably have to cut it short here pretty soon because my throat is not happy. But I wanted to hop on because we weren't on last week. So Swanson said, of course, meaning friendly, like-minded people, all very positive people. Yes. James said, fave was the butchering. Weather was a diss. Yes, it was, you know, I'm glad that everybody was really good sports about it, but it did really suck. Like, I don't know if you guys saw by Sunday, the end of the day, our whiteboard, you know, it was like a rectangle. It started as a rectangle, like a two-dimensional flat whiteboard. And then by the end, it was like twisted and like it's garbage. I thought maybe we could still use it as swabs, but it's so bad. It wasn't weather resistant. But it did its job while we were there. And good news is they're like all on clearance right now because of back to school season. So I'm going to go get me one. Psycho Ward is in the house, says my favorite part was finding out there's people out there just like us. Yes. It was awesome meeting you guys. I'm hoping I can spend more time with you guys next year. Sometimes when there's like bigger crowds, it's hard because like, you know, and you guys know that like I have terrible squirrel syndrome anyhow. So like I'm listening to somebody talk and then I'm listening to another conversation over here and then I'm just all over the place. So I have a really hard time like with that and like focusing on one conversation. So I feel like I didn't really get to talk to you guys. So hopefully more time next year. Jesse Mills says everything about QuailCon was the best. LOL meeting and talking to everyone was great. And of course, Zach's talk definitely helped make me more focused. Yes, that is awesome. I caught bits and pieces of it. And from what I heard and like was able to piece together, I really liked it. We did record it for him, but I don't know if Brandon sent it to him yet or not. We uploaded it to our server so that they could download it from our server, but I don't know if Brandon got with him to do that yet. So I could watch it. I should probably watch it. Linda said, Jasmine gave me a one-on-one lesson butchering, and I think I'll be okay with it now. I backed out of the class because there were just too many in there for my anxiety. Yes, and that's something that we're hoping to fix next year, because I know some people, they couldn't get quite close enough. It was very, very popular, which last year we had, I think, only one or two people doing the butcher class. I think it was just Jenna. And a bunch of people just kind of like stood around and nobody really wanted to do it. And this year, everybody like wanted to do it. So there was a lot more interest this year, which we weren't really expecting. So we'll definitely plan for that more next year. So maybe you can learn another method from another person. But that's awesome that she took time aside to show you. That's awesome. Jesse said definitely was better having 2 days this year. Made it much easier to do everything. I agree. I still feel like I didn't get to talk to everybody enough, but I do feel like I got to talk to people this year. Whereas last year, I felt like I was just running around like crazy. It was a blur. It was fun, but it wasn't like, it was over too fast. So the 2 days, I like it as well. Ed posted a link to Jasmine's butcher video, so go ahead and go check that out. And while you're over there, hit like and subscribe, share her video, help her out. She's finally taking the leap for her YouTube channel. I'm super proud of her. She's been kind of wanting to take that first step and has been nervous, but she absolutely nailed it. So please go show her support. Ellen's Edge said, I so hope you will get better. You are in my prayers. Thanks. Witch Doctor said, I lost my voice months ago and it's still not fully back. Wow. Verna said, take a salt water gargle and get some rest, Kristin. I might try that. I did that in high school. It was right before we always did this music competition called Solo Ensemble. And it was my freshman year in high school. It was my first vocal solo. Otherwise, I had always done like piano, saxophone, like instrumental stuff, not like vocal. And I lost my voice and I gargled salt water. And I don't know if I used too much salt or what. It was disgusting. I choked. I like a bunch went in my lung. It was kind of traumatic. So maybe I'll try it again. It did not work, probably because it went in my lung. So Ed said, where was the last place you had it, Witch Doctor? It's probably there. Witch Doctor said, was there live yesterday? No. So there was originally supposed to be a live. We had to cancel because Zach could not make it. And it was something that we were doing joint with him about QuailCon, and we didn't feel that it was right or fair to do it without him. So we are holding off until we can do the live together. So sorry about that, guys. Ed Got Bait said, no, Zach was sick. Yeah, I think we all went really hardcore right before QuailCon, and it caught up with us. So Zach is recovering. Verna said, funny how a lot of us have anxiety problems. Yep. Maybe that's why we like Quail. They don't talk back. I actually think a lot of people with anxiety and depression tend to gravitate towards animals. Animals just have a way of understanding us without words sometimes. And I think that's why those of you know that my cat, Elvis, he passed away in February, but he was like my heart animal. Like if I was ever sad, he would come up by me. And yeah, I love animals. And I think that's probably why a lot of us have those issues, but we all really like Quail and animals and stuff. We bond with them. Ed, you're full of jokes. Birds of a feather have anxiety together. Yes, they do. Ed said, Jasmine is the man. I mean, lady. She is the lady. Feather Connection says, things were taking time for everyone. Feel better soon. I'm going to get my couch potato on. Sounds good. Have a good night. Linda said, that's why we love our birds, Verna. They don't talk back. LOL. I wanted to talk to so many people, but just couldn't. I said hi to most of you, but missed a lot. Yeah, I totally understand. And especially with all the people like walking around, the hustle and the bustle and talking sound and just so much going on, that alone is overwhelming and like kind of brings your stress level up to here. And so it makes it that much harder to go talk to people. So I totally get it. Time and Timber said, you guys are all the sweetest. I appreciate this Quail community more than I can express. Kristin has been one of my biggest cheerleaders. Yay. Verna said, a tablespoon of salt to 8 ounces of hot water. Yeah, I think that's what I did last time, and it was like really salty. Like I felt like a deer licking a salt block. Witch doctor said it's Ed, it's always the last place you look. A few more rocks to turn over and I'll find it. There you go. Andrea Perry says, LOL, I like that. Quail don't talk back for real. LOL. Sometimes they do though, like if they the way our egg rollouts are is usually the eggs roll out and it's kind of under the feed trough so they can't see them and they don't mind us taking their eggs. But sometimes they'll like peek under the feed trough and they'll watch me take their eggs. And sometimes the hens will scold me. They'll do that kind of like that squirrel kind of noise. So they do scold me. Sometimes they do. They can be sassy. Time and Timber said, my newest Homestead Edition Atlas whiskey, the Creme d'Argent Buck from WTF, is selling into his new place so well. He was raised very well thanks to WTF. That's awesome. Thank you. That makes me feel really good. We do try to handle them a lot and have them be calm and stuff because if you have a rabbit that doesn't like being handled, it's not going to be able to really be shown. So I wanted him to be able to be shown if you want, but also like make pretty babies if you want to use them as a brood. That must have been Brandon. I don't know. I didn't type that. I don't know. I have reinforcements coming. Yeah, it's a warning. Verna said my brews talk back and love to argue with me. That's hilarious. Time and Timber said, can you talk a little bit about the importance of quarantining new livestock and what that looks like for rabbits? Yes. So with rabbits, you want to quarantine them at least 2 weeks, whether you think they're sick or not. And that's just because they're coming from another area. They're stressed because you are moving them and transporting them. There is I don't want to say like conspiracy theory, but there is a thought, but I haven't read any scientific proof, but that all these rabbits have kind of like a virus or like a cold in them, that when they get stressed, it can just come out. So it's not necessarily anything that they pick up. It's kind of like we get sick when we're stressed. And rabbits can supposedly do that. And then they could pass it on to others as well. So you don't want that. There's also the RHVD2 disease, which is rabbit hemorrhagic virus disease. Basically, it causes massive internal bleeding and the rabbit will bleed to death. There's actually an outbreak going on right now. There was a positive case over in La Crosse County, Wisconsin, which I think is about 100 miles away. But anywhere within a 50-mile radius of there, you can't take rabbits in, out, sell them, take them anywhere, show them anything. So it's very important to follow those rules. It's kind of like avian influenza for chickens and quail. So obviously you want to be very careful with anything like that. You also have coccidiosis is very, very, very contagious. It can be just carried in a very small part of feces. And that can come out in stressful situations as well. But basically, you just want to keep your rabbit, I believe they say 30 feet. I keep them as far away as I can. I usually keep a quarantine rabbit in our garage, which is out front. And then our rabbits, our regular herd is all the way in the back. So like they're nowhere near each other. Then you should use completely clean feed bowls and water dishes. Make sure your hands are clean. Make sure your clothes are clean, and that you're not cross-contaminating anything. Oh, the devil is here. Oh, no, he turned it off. There he is. Hi.
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Muted. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Oh, wait, I have my computer muted. That's why. Duh.
Duh.
There we go.
Oh, wait, I have my... How's everybody doing tonight? Are you just done? I talked. I don't know where I'm at.
Oh. Well, I can talk. It's just that I don't have headphones in. So then when you talk, it's going to show on my computer and then they're going to hear you double.
That's all right. I know that people can hear that and everything. I don't know where you were. I know you were on a Time and Timber. Mouthy roos are quiet in the freezer. Is that what you did, S.O. Swanson? Is that where we're at? Yeah. Verna says salt draws out the infection. And I said, always the last place you look, because why would you keep on looking once you find it? In response to witch doctor's thing. I mute my computer, you know, I can't hear anything. I suppose I don't really need to hear anybody, right? Ed said, hurry, Brandon, and save your wife's voice. And witch doctor said, if you're sick and you don't want to be sick, I'll teach you how to nip it in the butt. Isn't it supposed to be the bud? Nip it in the bud. Katrina's here. Says, hi, everyone from Gilroy, California, listening tonight while I drive until I run out of cell signal. Cool. Wonder where you're driving to. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read off my phone while we're doing this because I don't have everything up on my screen yet because I came in late. Patricia said I have a Barato Lumia 8. It rotates the eggs every 20 minutes. Is that normal? Hope you feel better soon. There you go, Kristen. You can answer that.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'm trying to think how much the nurture right. That should be fine.
That should be fine. I can't hear you because you told me to mute. Nurture right. That should be fine. I think it's echoing on your side because you hear yourself talking. But anyways, I think it's echoing on your side. Verna says, hi, Brandon. Hi, Verna. Jasmine says, hi, Brandon, we can hear you. Awesome. Patricia says, hi, Verna, I saw you on Brandon's video at QuailCon. I feel like I know you now. That's cool. I'm glad that helped you guys out to kind of get to know each other more. SO says, hey, Brandon, you traveling? Yep. I got, I needed to travel for work this week. So I am away for a couple days. Kristin says she's logging off. She's going to be in the comments, but she doesn't want to talk much. Jesse Mills says, hi, guys. Chris is here looking, watching on Facebook. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Cycle War 360 said, I also got to meet the funniest person in a long time. Yeppers, it was Kelly. She made me laugh so dang hard. That's awesome. That's good. She is a funny lady. Chris says, can't stay long. That's all right. Thanks for coming anyways. SO says, look out the window where you are. Yeah, I know where I'm at. Dale's here. This is from Dale's Quails. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Jasmine says, I am putting away animals and listening. That's always fun. Furnace says, Brandon, I will not touch that one. LOL, too easy. Which one is that? The why you keep looking? Psycho Ward says, what's up, Brandon? And who's that chick behind you? No chicks here. If there was, that please tell me, because I'm supposed to be alone. Lead Rednecks here says, hey, on for just a bit. Well, you were just on Facebook. Now you're on YouTube. Thanks for joining. Verna says, I understand why she logged off. Her throat is hurting bad. Yeah. I know I talked to her earlier today, and she was doing a pretty bad. So, which doctor wants to know what I do for work? I am a cybersecurity manager. So I protect my company. I work for a chicken processing company, and I protect the chickens. SO says, hey, Chris, you're here and there and all over tonight. Yeah, look at that. She came back.
I think I fixed the echoing problem.
Huh?
I think I fixed the echoing problem.
Oh, you fixed your echoing problem? Good.
Huh.
I wasn't echoing.
Sorry.
You know, you had to blame it on me.
How'd you do that?
How'd I do that? It's a very ancient Chinese secret. Ed says, Chris, watch the ending of your video. Much better ending. I have to watch that. I got a notification for it today. I need to watch that end. Todd's here. It says, hey, WTF from Crete, Illinois. Hello. How are you guys? Chris said, LOL, I was on Facebook for a moment, then switched to YouTube. Nothing wrong with that. He also said, thanks, Ed. Not sure why the first one wasn't complete. Yeah, that was kind of odd. I've had that happen before. And I've learned to, I mean, not to pick on you, Chris, but I've learned to watch our videos, or at least skim through the long ones after I export them, because I've had them screw up before, where like the sound would be off, or like some of the graphics would be wrong, or there'd be missing footage, and I'm like, I can't upload this. I gotta make all those videos count. I'm not that popular. Chris says, prayers for quick healing. Well, thank you. sure Kristin appreciates that.
Yes, thank you.
That sounds cool. What sounds cool? My job? My job's okay. Ed says, do the chickens get online and download viruses? No, but, believe it or not, people try to break into our company and try to steal money. And yeah, I mean, we're not a small company by any means, but we're not large either in the grand scheme of chicken world. Witch Doctor says, sounds like a very interesting job that I know nothing about. I don't either. I just play a cyber security person. I'm just kidding. Jasmine says, sounds great now. So was there an audio echo somewhere else? I didn't have an echo. Kristin says yes. Jasmine asks, hey Chris, how's your new rabbit doing? SO says, have to fend for yourself when the IT man leaves town. Well, Kristin does.
Yeah, and then when he shows up, I'll blame him for my
IT.
problems.
I say she's way more IT than I am. She knows how to deal with all these consumer electronics way more than I do. I haven't dealt with that in years, and she's better at like fixing little quirks and things like that. So Chris says, thanks for Brandon for giving me a call and letting me know that my first video didn't upload complete. Yeah, no problem. Don't mind helping you out. He also says, new rabbit is doing great. It's awesome. I can't wait to see a video on the rabbit. Chris is working on a video for that. That'd be fun. Can't wait. Meso says, great. I can catch the ending. I was watching and then poof, it ended. Well, it did end on a decent note. I mean, it was me, right? I mean, you had a great face to look at. So Verna says, gotta run. Have a blessed night all. No problem. See you later. Juanita is in Colorado. Hey, from Colorado. How's it going? You're getting, not to sound weird, but you're getting around. So I know you were in Wisconsin, and then you went down to Ohio, and now you're in Colorado. So you're going in a big old circle. Jasmine says, awesome, Chris. Mine too. I need to see bunny pics, Jasmine. Their videos. You can see how that little fluff ball's doing. Psycho War says, yep, your job is cool because my body issues, I'd like that. Yeah, it has its ups and downs. I mean, just sitting on a computer isn't always fun, especially when if you end up having to do it for 12 hours in one day when stuff goes haywire. Chris says, it still ends with you and your better half. Well, look at that. So we got two good-looking guys and a hottie of a chick ending the video, right? Does it have Jasmine in it too? I know Jasmine wasn't part of the ending. She was I don't know. I'm sure everybody saw it. I didn't get to see it. I know in the clip I saw, that was, the raw footage, Jasmine was dancing in the background. Chris said LOL. Well, see, aren't you guys glad I hopped on here and I probably livened up things a little bit, even though I'm remote and things are weird, but I had some crappy, webcam video for you guys. Kristin's all crystal clear and beautiful looking.
Aw, you still look cute.
Chris says, I don't think Jasmine was in the end of the video. Oh, okay. I know in that raw clip she was in there when it was pretty funny. But it was kind of a weird spot, and I don't blame you for keeping it in there. Jasmine says, ha ha, get it, Kristin, you hottie. I think she was in a murder apron in the middle. Oh, for like the butcher class or whatever. Because I recorded some footage for Chris in the butcher class. And I think he clipped that up pretty well. I recorded tons of footage. It was a long time, and I think he highlighted that extremely well, much better than I would have. So, Chris says she was in the video, just not at the end. SL says that mushy stuff is sickly. I'd say get a room, but you already did. Yeah, but she's like, over 1,000 miles away. Yeah, Chris says, filled up my entire SD card. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm good for that. Just ask Kristin. I record more footage than ever used. I tell you, I drop a lot of footage when we make our videos. The average video, I would say I record probably an hour worth of video, and it turns into a 10-minute, 15-minute video. So I know our rabbit tattoo video, we had, I don't know, 3.5 hours of footage, something like that. So Chris says it's all good. I appreciate it. Yeah, no problem. I liked helping you out. I planned on using a little bits and pieces here and there, and I never did. But I love the way your video turned out. It says you need several seconds cards. If you don't record it, you can't use it. Exactly. We have 4 SD cards, and then I have, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 others that I could probably throw some stuff on there. But yeah, Chris had extra SD cards too, but for some reason his spares were corrupt, so I ended up having to borrow him a SD card so he could finish up recording on Sunday. But I didn't mind. I had a extra. Yeah, Chris said my other cards failed. I had to borrow one from Brandon. Yeah. I don't know. That was one thing I was worried about when we went to QuailCon. Was like running out of space for recording. So like I brought extra hard drives and everything with me, so I'd be able to dump SD cards and stuff like that if I needed to. I'm sorry to hear that, Juanita. She said my sister's funeral is on Thursday. That's unfortunate. Well, hopefully you guys get your closure you guys need. Time and Timber says, I have a few local gals who watched Chris's QuailCon recap, and now I cannot wait to attend next year's QuailCon. Awesome. Okay, I was trying to reread that because I'm like, oh, they can't wait to attend. Kristin said prayers to Juanita, sending hugs. Witch Doctor said, sorry to hear I'm sorry for your loss, Juanita. Chris said, I am so sorry to hear that, Juanita, praying for your family. Ed says prayers, Juanita. Essel Swanson says sharing and helping, that's the kind of community we have. It's wonderful. Yes. Patricia says sorry for that, Juanita, prayers and hugs. Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially when I mean, anytime really. Just it stinks. Yeah, I actually had a talk with somebody that works with us tonight, and found out that um, they raise a bunch of similar birds to us. They raise chuckers and then chickens and stuff like that. And his girls do 4-H when they were younger, and all kinds of stuff. It was interesting talking to them. They raise pheasants and stuff too, so it was interesting to learn. There's another farm near us that raises some stuff, not quail, but they used to raise quail. They don't like raising them. Time and Timber says, thinking of you and your family, Juanita. Adrian's here, says, hi, everyone. Hello. Thanks for popping in. How's that new Winola Ranch cage treating you? That thing's pretty sweet. Adrian says, oh my gosh, Juanita, I'm so sorry. Heartbreaking. Life will never be the same. Sending hugs. She says, amaze balls. That I'm guessing for the Winola Ranch cage. Yeah, they're great cages. I love them. I wouldn't use anything else. No offense to any other cage manufacturer, but that's the ones I prefer. Juanita says, thanks everyone. You're so very welcome. Fran is here, says, hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. We don't take attendance. To steal one from Chris there. At a conservation meeting tonight. What did I miss? I'm not sure what. I was late too, so I hopped on here about 20 minutes ago to save Kristen's voice. She's got a very sore throat. So I was trying to pick up some of the things. Jasmine says, any big plans for newest rabbits at WTF? I don't think we really have
I
any.
can talk about that.
She's like, yeah, I'll talk about that. I don't care about my throat.
It's worth it. So we acquired Dolce from Tiffany at Tealstone Homestead. He was a herd sire for her, and he produced some amazing rabbits. He showed really well as well, but then she found that when she was taking him to shows, his offspring was consistently placing before him, which as a breeder is your goal, to have their offspring be an improvement upon them. So she decided she didn't really need him anymore. We actually lost Souffle, who was our main creme de argent buck. He is the sire to the meringue litter that we just had. I actually posted a picture of them today. And then Popcorn, who is the sire of the litter that we just had, he's older and he doesn't like to do his job very well. So I really needed a younger doe with a younger buck with a little more spunk that wanted to service his does. So we stopped at Tiffany's on the way home from QuailCon, and we are honored that she is trusting him with us, and I think that he's going to do wonderful things here. That's for the creme de argents. And then for the silver fox, we're going to try to focus probably on just blacks for now, and improving upon them. If I get some chocolates, I'm not going to be upset about it, but I'm not going to do any blues or lilacs right now. So we're just kind of, we have a show next weekend, and I'm taking just one of each rabbit to kind of get some feedback from the judges. And then we're going to start ramping up for nationals in the spring.
Woo! Adrian said, I had my first customer tonight. So 15 hens and a cage my husband built. Awesome. Congratulations. It's always exciting. 15 hens is a lot too. I'm assuming they're probably using them just for eggs, huh? Jasmine says, congratulations, Adrian. Ed says, awesome. SO said, way to go. Jasmine said, yay for Dolce. Cannot wait to see where that takes you guys. I may need a doe from him too, LOL. Sure. Be more than willing, more than happy to get you another rabbit. Witch Doctor wants to know what's the best rabbit breed to show. That's really personal preference and really up to you. I know Kristin and I really prefer the commercial breeds, which are the silver fox and creme d'argents. They're the meat rabbits. They're really because it's dual purpose. Kristin gets to have fun, and also Olivia gets to show the rabbits, and then we get to use them for meat. So they're really good breed for our homestead for that reason. But yeah, that's what I would recommend, just because I'm all about that homestead life. Ed Got Bait says, wonder what you can do with duckweed if you freeze dry it. You could eat it. You put it in your smoothie in the morning, freeze dried. Why not? I don't know. Be interesting. Adrian says, I know it was sad to see the hens go, but my pocket now full of money, so it's exciting. Haha. Well, I know where you can get some really good eggs if you need some more. Juanita says, good night, everyone. Whiskey Tango, I hope to see you Saturday. You're going to come over on Saturday at the swap? That'd be awesome. Can't wait to see you. I'm sure Kristin can give you a big old hug. Do you think I could give my quail bone broth? I don't see why not. I don't think it'll hurt them. Ed says people can and do eat duckweed. Yeah, I know. So I said, you could eat it. I know Kristin was like, ew, like, what is that? Like, but it's a good, it's a good source of nutrients and all them things. Jasmine says, I found that Maeve, my dysfunctional creme junior doe, way up on her roost and rest plank this morning. Like nothing was wrong with her. How? I don't know. Is she feeling better? Is she bouncing around, moving, doing the shimmy shake just fine? That's good if she is. That means she didn't hurt or injure herself as much as we initially thought. So that's good. Adrian said, I made a bunch and was going to freeze dry it, but got busy, and now it's 7 days old. It's 7 days old. Oh, the quail bone broth. Is it quail bone broth, or is it just, I would assume so. I would think, honestly, at 7 days old, you'd probably still freeze dry it. It'd probably be okay for you. But that's just me. Time Timber says, Jasmine says, she's resilient. I just don't have high hopes for her. Her leg is still crazy wonky. It's a wonky donkey leg. That's not good. Maybe, if anything, if you can use her for brood, hopefully, I mean, that would be the best thing that will happen. But yeah. Juanita says, good luck with the little better cheddars. Thanks. So says, Maeve may smell a handsome buck on the property. I don't know. Atlas is there, Things might happen in a couple months. You never know. Adrian says chicken foot bone broth. Okay. She says I have a autoimmune disease and can't have histamine, and after 7 days, there's too much histamine for me to consume. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. You learn some every day. If you're not learning, you're dead. That's what I say. Kristen says maybe we should call them cheese nips, LOL. Jasmine says yes, cheese nips. Oh, she found a little emoji of some blocks of cheese. It's like she's a cheesehead or something. I guess you grew up close enough to the cheesehead state. Adrian says, picking up my first rabbits this week. Would you waste food on mutts or more purebreds better for feed conservation? So my stance on, and I know Kristen would agree with me, is getting pedigreed good rabbits that are not mutts, full blood, are going to produce the most meat and be the most beneficial for you. When they're pedigreed and they're grown to the SOP and the standard of for the rabbits, that standard was set there to make the best meat on that animal, at least for commercial breed. So you want rabbits that are true to that standard because they are going to produce the most for you. So I recommend getting a good commercial rabbit if that's what your aims for, and getting good pedigreed rabbits from a reputable breeder. And don't be afraid to ask breeder all kinds of questions when it comes to rabbits, like, where they're from, how old they are, and don't be afraid of opposing them. Double check the sex. Don't get shy about checking the sex. It's not disrespectful. If the breeder thinks it's disrespectful, you don't want to work with them anyways. It's a good thing just to, when you go pick them up, just double check that. I think that's all I can think of right now. Like, good tips for that. But Bags Love says, good night, all. I skipped a couple because there was a bunch of stuff. Todd says, we are starting to look at tractors for the farm. If you had a choice, would you stick with your deere? So there's a lot of good tractors out there. The biggest thing that I chose John Deere over a lot of things is looking at the availability of, and looking at the dealers around you. So that was my first thing. We have an LS dealer, a Kubota, and John Deere, which I didn't know about the Kubota at first, but also looking at the different tractor dealers, or different tractors, I should say, you do get what you pay for, especially in like the comfort, creature comforts, and also the just the quality of the machine. So you can get a better bang for your buck on some of the cheaper, like LS or stuff like that, or Kubota. But Kubotas are very comparable with a Deere. The biggest thing I don't like about Kubota is their foot pedal. And I really like the Deeres. Jasmine says, from Time and Timber, says, speaking of cheese, any good goat cheese curds around there? We don't have goat cheese curds. There's goat cheese, but not curds. I don't know. Chris says Webb City Farmers Market has some great goat cheese. Jasmine says, not outrageous price for pedigreed rabbits. No.
I think Brandon froze. That or he's just sitting super still. And I just said for Adrian, your breeder should be able to tell you like what the rabbit's strengths are that you're buying to. Like, you know, this rabbit has really good depth but is lacking in width, or is lacking in the loin. The fur density is good or bad or whatnot. And that way they should be able to tell you too. Like, so try to pair it with something with more width, but might be lacking depth. If they can't tell you things like that, they're unfortunately probably one of the kind of people that just like sells everything in a litter, even as a show rabbit, even if it's not show or brood quality. So I would probably continue to shop around because they should be able to tell you those things. There's Brandon. He's back.
Hello. Sorry. Yeah. I don't know. For some reason, this thing just flaked out and was like, oh, yeah, you have bad connection. I was like, oh, okay.
I was like, you're either sitting really still or you froze.
Yeah, I was sitting really still, and so were you. So, or at least I wasn't sitting still. You were sitting still, and I know that never happened. I don't know where you were. I don't have any of the chats anymore because I had to reload. But I think we were at Fran saying goodbye, or did you?
No, we were on Jasmine's. It says, "Hey Chris, but my brother is out west." So I'll let you continue reading, or do you not see that?
Oh, you're way down there after the frozen stuff. You read all the Fran stuff and all that stuff.
All the what?
You read that Fran was leaving, and then Jasmine said, "Really, Chris? I may have to seek them out. Thanks." And then Adrian said, "Thanks, Jasmine." Chris said, "It's quite a way to drive for you." And then everybody said I was frozen. And then Jasmine says, "True, Chris, my brother is out in West Lawrence County. So if I visit him, then I can go a little more west, LOL." SO said, "Did someone ask Brandon to mow the lawn?" What was that about? I don't know. Chris said, "Well, I'm not sure when they stop for the year, so check out that first." SO said reference. I don't know what that reference. Ed says hotel Wi-Fi sucks. I wouldn't know. I'm actually tethered on my phone, so I mean that's part of the problem. And then big city and on AT&T, and I've had connectivity issues on and off all over. So Jasmine said, "Will do, Chris. I appreciate it." Kristin said, "Cybersecurity tip: never use hotel Wi-Fi. LOL." Yeah, I don't use any of that stuff. Yeah. So how's everybody's week after QuailCon? I know we missed our live last week, but I'm just curious how everybody's week's been going. I know it's been crazy for all of us, and I have tons of work to do when I get back this weekend, and I'm working on a bunch of orders that everybody placed, which is exciting. SO says, "Meme has grandma asking her grandson to mow her lawn on her phone, and they don't move, so she thinks the calls froze." Oh, Chris says, "Gotta go. See you later." Thanks for joining, Chris. Appreciate it. I just figured Kristin showed you a picture of our lawn. Our lawn's like a hayfield right now. It's actually longer than what it should be for a hayfield. And goats. I don't know. It was kind of interesting letting our lawn grow out a little more because the different grasses growing up. And I'm actually really surprised in how much Timothy grass we have growing all over. So SO says hectic. I have not even unloaded the truck with the camping gear. I get that. Jesse says, see you tomorrow, Chris. Adrian said, I didn't tell my quail sitter to check the main waterers. I assumed they wouldn't go dry in 4 days. I was wrong. It leaked 15 mites. Or is it quail? Died. That sucks. SO says, or I'm ready for next year. I'm not sure which. That sounds good. I mean, if you don't need the space, why not move it here? Adrian said, while at QuailCon, yeah, that sucks. And we had an issue last year when we were at QuailCon, some birds escaping and then going in the wrong cages. Ed said, I'm allergic to Timothy hay. Well, you wouldn't like coming around our bunnies then. That's what they eat, is Timothy hay. Jasmine says, Kristin's a trooper. I'm impressed that you're still hanging in here. What a trooper. And those big old guns that she's showing off in those memes. Adrian said 15 quail died. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That does suck. It can happen quick sometimes, especially when it's warm out. Kristin said 353 days to QuailCon 2023. Nobody's counting. But I suppose we should wrap things up. I appreciate everybody stopping in tonight and joining us in this weird episode of Whiskey Tango Talk. But we will see you next week. Me and Kristin will be together, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to party. But I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.